Well, coming up next, I talk with former longtime Palm Beach Post columnist Ron Wiggins. And the Florida native has written a terrific book about the natural marvels of the Sunshine State. And in an interview taped earlier, I asked Ron why he wrote the book.
Well, I really wanted to share the Florida that I grew up with. I grew up looking for shark's teeth in Hogtown Creek in Gainesville with my good buddy Gene Sadler. And then I come to find out that the state used to be under 500 feet of ocean water, and this has happened many times. And as a Boy Scout, I went to a lot of natural places, springs in north central Florida, and I got a real love for Florida. Later on, I had the opportunity to for the Palm Beach Post as a humor writer and travel writer.
You're there for 30 years.
33 years, and I came up with a great scam where I said, hey, why don't you send me to the best places in Florida to experience the authentic, true Florida.
Yeah.
And they bit. It was a 3-year adventure. I went to about 70 places, and we got the readers to write in and nominate the place. And I was actually appalled and embarrassed and chagrined that I didn't know about at least 2/3 of these places. I thought because I lived in Florida all my life, I'd seen about anything worth seeing. I was so wrong, and there's probably about 200 places that I really ought to go if I wasn't selling the book all the time.
You think, you know, in your travels, is there any of these wonderful places that are endangered by modern civilization, you think?
Well, I'm going to be a contrarian here and say that Rainbow Springs is so much better now than it was when I was a kid and I went there when it was kind of almost like a...
Where is Rainbow Springs?
Well, it's north of Okeechobee and to the west, well, I'm going to say north of Tampa and a little to the east there.
Yeah.
But it's a huge artesian spring with glass bottom. It used to have glass bottom boat rides, but with the coming of the turnpike and the interstates, there wasn't enough traffic, and the commercial enterprise that was at Rainbow Springs reverted to a state park, and they have returned it to its natural beauty. There's kayaking, you can scuba dive, you can get these transparent bottom kayaks, and you can row around. 2 minutes of instruction and you're rowing all over the spring. You can see turtles and fish passing under you, the waving water grass. I didn't know about this, and the place is kind of cheesy when I went before. It's beautiful. Silver Springs is still an attraction.
Silver Springs.
Now, it's still an attraction, but still it's lower key and less carny looking than when I was there.
Well, did you ever get down to the Keys?
Most certainly did, and that's one of the places in
the book.
And yes, and it sounds cheesy to take the conch train, but no, it's very good. You really get a feeling of what the place was. It was a license to practice piracy because the place was separated from the rest of the state, and you had these conchs, these people that lived there, and they were basically salvors. Mainly they would set up false signals and all and get these ships to come in and wreck themselves on the shoals. And the reason that happened was because the boats did not want to fight the Gulf Stream. If they got in the Gulf Stream, they were being pushed north about 5 miles an hour. They didn't want that, so if they got in away from it, well, and then they'd get lured onto the rocks by these sirens. Well, no, actually pirates, and they'd row out there and they'd salvage everything they could, and they might even save a life once in a while, but they wanted the loot.
Well, okay, so from the Keys, now what's up in northwest Florida? That's about 1,000 miles away.
Well, if you want to go as northwest as you can get, you go to the Pensacola Air Museum. It's free. It's our tax dollars plus a little foundation money. They've got all of the airplanes from World War I, the first ones they landed on carriers. They've got replications of carrier decks from World War II. They got film footages. They got hands-on stuff. They got wonderful docents that will take you and kind of you can actually climb in the cockpit of a Corsair and feel like you're a pilot getting ready to go on a mission. It's a wonderful hands-on place. It's free. Then there's the Floribama Bar, which is right on the state line. They actually, every April, they draw a line on the beach and they have a mullet toss from Florida into Alabama. I think Kenny Stabler won one year, but you take a mullet, you got a running start, you pay your $5. Over 100,000 people come. They give the money to charity, and it's a wonderful family-oriented roadhouse that was put together by a chemistry teacher, you know, shades of Breaking Bad.
Right, yeah.
He wanted the perfect roadhouse, and it looks like about 3 lobster shanties tacked together right on the beach, and it says, children welcome until 7, tolerated until 8. It's just, and Jimmy Buffett will go in there and unannounced, and if you're lucky and you happen to be there when he's there, he'll do a couple of sets, sayonara, and he's gone.
All right, listen, Ron, we're running out of time. I just want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank the Palm Beach Post for allowing you to putting you on the road for 3 years to come up with this wonderful book that you can get. The best way to get it is on Amazon, I presume.
Yes, it's 52 Florida Adventures. It's called Florida Authentica.
Right.
I would really suggest Amazon for Kindle.
Yeah.
And
well, we're going to put a website up right now with your telephone number and the website, and you can pick it up.
And a last word, if I may, I think it's the only guidebook I've seen that's written with a sense of humor and the fun of the experience. I wanted people to get out of their armchairs and get out into the real Florida, the authentic Florida.
Well, it's a great read, and you're a terrific columnist. I've followed you for all the 33 years at the Palm Beach Post and the Post Times. God bless you, Ron, and thanks for being here.
You're very kind. Thank you.